how the assassination of Charlie Kirk has exposed the evil left, and Jimmy Kimmel is finally held accountable. This is The Loaded Mic, and I'm Dan Wass. The hatred and rage on the political left are a result of left-wing propaganda and brainwashing. Don't believe me? Look at the tactics Hitler used on the Nazis that pushed them to the point of deciding that the best thing was to eradicate Jews from the world. But those ideas and beliefs don't just happen. Left-wing media sets the table by creating the idea that their political opposition is evil. They know that if they push the idea that Republicans and conservatives are oppressors, white supremacists, racist, threats to democracy, and fascists, some people will start to believe it and act on it. Now, many on the left believe a person should die if they've been convinced that the person's beliefs are a threat. But the right, because we still allow God in our hearts and in our lives, we see humanity with compassion, understanding that even though we may disagree, we still believe their life is valuable. So how is it that someone like Charlie Kirk can engage in political discourse and often disagree with people, but still have compassion for his opponent, while others can laugh and celebrate his death? Well, the difference might lie in the way we view those who we believe to be our opponents, whether racial, political, religious, or even competitive opposition. Is it possible that some people have been conditioned to lose compassion for others? In other words, I may not like you, but I would protect you if it came down to it. While some, like many on the left, want harm to come to you because the beliefs they have about you might not be aligned with what they believe. So because the way they have been lied to and misled, they're willing to watch you die. And vengeance and your suffering makes some of them feel good. The difference may be in our moral checks and balances, the part of the brain that reminds us to have compassion or empathy for others. But ironically, it seems the only people they have compassion for are the killers and criminals. Now, they lost something that's critical to living in a civilized society, which is why many are calling for them to be removed from society, not only because they have a mental illness and should be getting help, but also because they've become dangerous to everyone around them. Now, many on the left, those who cheer the death of a good man, may have lost part of their soul. And this is not limited to those who speak their hatred publicly. It includes those who believe it quietly as well. They lost the ability to value humanity. Now, this isn't a movie where you cheer when the bad guy dies. This is real life. But some can't seem to make that distinction. So is this a result of brainwashing? Have they cultivated a dysfunctional belief structure within them? Or have they been consumed by evil? Well, we're not sure yet, but it's clear that it's not safe. And if they live among us, many have decided to denounce the radical left for watching their heartless comments and after Charlie Kirk's assassination. Many have finally said, enough is enough, and will not share space with them. Does this mean liberals and leftists will start to be shut out of society? Will they become pariahs? Do we resort to all-out aggression towards each other, or is there a way the hatred in the hearts of the political left can be changed without subjecting them to vengeance or completely shutting them out of American society? Well, the irony is they're becoming even more angry at those who are now calling them out, when they should be angry at those who indoctrinated them in the first place with hatred and now are abandoning them. People like Nancy Pelosi, AOC, Rachel Maddow, Chuck Schumer. So just like the hatred was built, the same strategies and tactics could be used to put the radical leftists back together and help them find their humanity once again. In other words, undo the brainwashing that's been done to them. This will only happen if the source of the brainwashing changes course and fixes the people they've taken advantage of in their fight for political dominance. So it's time to call out the media outlets and political leaders on the left who have cultivated this heinous behavior and hatred in their supporters. In the meantime, and for the safety of all good people, what can we do to keep ourselves safe from the evil that runs through the hearts of the radical left? Well, exercising our Second Amendment rights and making sure we and our families are always well protected. That's a good start. Just like our founding fathers encouraged the creation of militias to preserve American freedom and our values, the political left has created an evil militia of radicalized anti-Americans for the purpose of destroying those values. Our founders had the insight to know that these people would come along one day. And, well, they're here. So we're going to talk about this and many other things with, he's so smart, he was transported to school in a special bus, John Chiara.
I walked.
And he never rode the bus to school, but he knew some kids who did. Anthony Diso.
I didn't get a free lunch either.
We got to have a little fun.
Yeah,
Anthony walked to school, uphill, both ways.
Mine was uphill one way.
So here we are after the Charlie Kirk assassination, and we've had now a week or two to let the political left unfold in their insanity. Where do we go from here, John?
They're still saying even today that the shooter was one of us. So, guess that's how it works, right? We're just out there shooting people. It's all big. It's a big scheme. It's a big conspiracy. It's crazy.
But what happened to them? I mean, seriously, when you think about this, that they can watch somebody die and cheer it on.
Well, I don't know what happened to them. I think what happened to a lot of other people is that I think this brought out of the woodwork maybe a silent majority of people who are just like, this is insane. We can't justify this kind of stuff. And that's why I think the left right now is freaking out, because all these people are just saying, wait a minute. We're not justifying murder no matter what, because we would never do that. And we know that we would never do that. They think that, I don't know what they think. George Floyd? God. Is that somebody was comparing George Floyd to Charlie Kirk today on social media? I'm like, really? They're the same thing?
Wasn't he a drug addict? I mean, he was.
Yeah, crackhead. Didn't he hold a gun to his baby mama's stomach?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy.
They're comparing him to Charlie Kirk.
That's the guy.
That makes sense.
They have a statue of him somewhere.
And you know what? Just to be clear, I don't want him. I wouldn't want him to be killed either.
Me neither. But what happened when he was killed?
Burn the cities down.
Burn the city. Billions of dollars worth of damage, and that's all justified because George Floyd shouldn't have been killed. Okay. I agree. He shouldn't have been killed.
So are they just, is it because the left has just been able to get away with this stuff?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Democrats let them get away with anything they want. Now, if we went out and burned cities during the Democratic presidency, we'd all be shot and killed. Absolutely. It wouldn't happen.
You know what's riot is they bring up January 6th. Well, I just don't know how they can logically make that comparison.
There isn't any comparison. He didn't even have a job. And he was worth like 12 cents when he passed away. Oh, God. He might have owed a crack dealer some money.
What? It's like and the anger. Oh my God, the anger, because they know that the world is coming together for Charlie Kirk and for good. This is when you see the freaking devil horns come out. I mean, these leftists are just losing their minds. Yep. They're going crazy. And I don't know what's going to happen here to society, but we can't. First of all, as far as I'm concerned, they're not welcome in my life anymore. They're not welcome around me. I have no interest in spending the very valuable time in my life, because we're only here for a limited time. I'm certainly not going to waste it on these knuckleheads.
Well, this was a perfect opportunity for people to show that they have some kind of reason and concern for other people.
Yeah, they couldn't do it.
They couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Got to find a way to make it into something that serves the purpose, whatever the purpose may be. They don't even know what the purpose is. It's all assigned opinions. These people don't even know why they believe what they believe, I don't think, in half the situations.
Well, that's the stuff that I wanted to get into. It's like...
I think their lives are just so pathetic. And the internet has destroyed everybody. It really has. Social media has destroyed everybody. You got people.
Definitely.
I mean, when you got two guys who've seen a guy on a roof and then are TikToking instead of actually calling the authorities, it's like, really? Is that where we are now?
Wait, say what's that?
there was a video of 2 kids saying, "Oh, there's another guy on the roof." It's like, well, all right, what do you think he is? Doing roof work?
Right.
Laying down?
Yeah.
Taking a nap?
But they didn't say
They
anything.
didn't say anything. Why? Where is the mentality of these kids today? It's like, that's like when someone's getting stabbed to death on the rider, the girl, the Ukrainian girl.
Yeah.
Gets stabbed in the neck, and everybody's just like,
Well, that's an interesting topic. I wanted to talk about that too, because she gets killed. Everybody was watching her. Everybody on the train, if I remember right, were black. She was the only white person there. He killed her, and they just
walked
completely
away.
ignored her. Now, so the reason I bring up their skin color is because was this a racial thing?
he said, "I got the white B."
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Then who's that British guy, the TV personality?
Years?
Yeah.
Pierce Morgan?
So he was on he was talking to, I can't remember who he was talking to, but he said it wasn't racially motivated. He goes, the guy's like, "Really?" He goes, "Listen." He said, "I got the white B."
Yeah.
He goes, "How much more evidence do you need?" He goes, "Everyone else on the thing were black people.
Yeah.
He didn't touch anybody else but her, and then walked off."
Yeah.
He goes, "That wasn't racially motivated."
Well, and the biggest problem that I have, and this is comparable to the maniacs coming out after the Charlie Kirk assassination, but the way they didn't do anything. They just
sat there like,
how could you?
It's like they didn't even care.
How could you?
This poor girl bled to death, and no one was there to even hold her hand and say it's going to be all right. Just that.
Oh my God!
A piece of garbage.
Well, see, this is a good example, though. What you just said. This is what I've been trying to convey to some people talking about gun control and all these other arguments that are out there. Make it personal. That's you. Somebody comes after you with a knife.
If I saw
what options do we want to give that person? Do we
Listen.
want to say, the one guy yesterday, a friend of mine, all semi-automatic weapons should be locked up and locked to only be allowed at gun clubs and must be locked up. You got to go there to get your weapon. I'm like, really?
These people are so ignorant who say that crap.
But then these people on the bus, on whatever it was, the tram, if I was sitting behind or even next to them and I had my gun on them, I would have Swiss cheesed him. I literally would have lit him up and put water on him and watched him flow like a sprinkler, because that's what he deserves.
Sprinkler.
Yeah.
But those people are ignorant and they have no empathy. They're just sitting there like, she's over there bleeding to death. They didn't care, and they just walked off. They didn't care.
It's so unbelievable to me. It's just so unbelievable.
That's the mentality of most
But
people.
what
today.
happens? How do they get like that?
They're afraid to intervene.
But how do they get like that?
Like, you see people videoing people getting the crap beat out of them, and they're just making a video instead of helping. They'd rather video you getting your beat to death than actually drop the phone and step in and help you.
All right, hold that thought.
That's where we are.
Let me get to one of our sponsors real quick. You want to know who's fighting for your gun rights? Gun Owners of America. Now, GOA is the no compromise gun rights group, so I urge you to become a member at gunowners.org. What have they done? Well, GOA secured a preliminary injunction against the ATF pistol brace rule. GOA members submitted a record 85,000 plus comments opposing the ATF's universal registration check rule. They helped enact permitless carry in Nebraska and Florida. GOA secured victories in California, Illinois, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. Plus, they won 2 legal victories against the ATF zero-tolerance policy. And GOA fought to overturn Joe Biden's ban on funding hunter education, shooting sports, and archery in schools. So with the constant attacks on our Second Amendment, we often ask ourselves, well, what can I do about it? Well, here's what you can do. You can become a member at gunowners.org and help us save the Second Amendment. All right, so Anthony was talking about people are afraid to jump in to help that girl on the train. And I asked the question, so the question was, what causes people to have no empathy, no compassion? And you said it's because they're afraid.
Or they were raised that way. Or they just don't care.
Well, that's the thing that bothers me. If they just don't care, well, I mean, this is
wait
crazy.
till it happens to them.
Yeah.
And they're laying on the ground.
That's what they can't visualize. That's my point.
But they think it'll never happen to them.
well, that's
I know people like that. Oh, well, it never happened to me. Don't ever say that. Because you never know. And that's why, we carry every day. But if we were on the train, one of us was on the train, and we saw him come up with it, he wouldn't have gotten there.
Yeah.
He would have been shot.
Yeah.
Could only save one life.
And that's the thing, the gun laws make it so you can't even care. You can't even protect you.
One of those 5 people could have been able to have a pistol permit and would have been carrying, but where were they? Where was she in?
Was that New York? No, it wasn't New York.
No, was it North Carolina?
Yes, it was North Carolina. Yes, sorry.
Right. So down there, you were actually able to carry a gun down there.
Yeah.
Well, probably the people riding the train aren't carrying guns.
Well, that's racist.
I have to check the law.
It's financial, probably, if they got to ride the train. Whatever. I don't know how it works.
So I just love how they all sat there and just like,
Well, especially after it already happened, that it didn't help her. It's not like we expected him to jump in and stop the guy from stabbing her, because I mean, at least there's a reason to have some kind of fear, maybe. But after she's been stabbed, they can't
he was gone. He left.
Right, they can't go help her. It's just weird.
It's sad.
Well, yeah, it is sad. I mean,
sad how she died alone on the floor of a public transportation.
but that mentality is pretty prominent on the left. They don't want to help. They don't seem to care. They don't really care if you die. And even worse than that, after watching Charlie Kirk get brutally murdered, assassinated, they were celebrating it.
Or just talking around it. It's like, what are we discussing here? What's the dispute over that? How is your attitude about what happened to Charlie Kirk in dispute? What's your thought process where that comes up? Well, maybe he deserved it. What are you, nuts? Did they say that about Martin Luther King and John Kennedy and Robert Kennedy and all those other people that got assassinated? There was never any crap like that going on. That wasn't a widespread idea like, well, maybe they deserved it.
So is it just political bias, or is there more to it?
I don't know.
It's just meant like I can't remember who it was, but he said just the mental illness is a big problem in America, and we've just let it slide.
Yeah,
these people are getting crazier. Plus, you got the government, like scumbags like all the politicians on the left telling you to commit violence.
Yeah,
they're basically telling you to go do it.
Yeah. Well, since you mentioned that, I do have a clip on that. As human beings, we respond to good and evil. It's in our nature. We've witnessed on video, like Anthony's talking about, left-wing activists and politicians literally calling for violence against their political opposition, against us. We're their political opposition. They're literally calling. And people might say, well, that's an exaggeration. No, it's not an exaggeration. They literally call for violence, and I'm going to prove it to you right now. They've said it out loud, and they've said it in public. Watch this.
And that's why the gloves are off.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
And yes, there are many threats to democracy. We see it with these extreme candidates.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
You can only push people so far. And then they start to take matters into their own hands.
What the American public want is for us to bring actual weapons to this bar fight. This is an actual fight.
This is literally call to arms.
The MAGA movement is a threat.
Michelle says that, when they go low, we go high. No.
With all due respect, if they go low, we don't go high.
When they go low, we kick them.
We take them to the mud and choke them out.
And make sure that they stay down. And you know what? Kick them when they're down, because they deserve it.
Get up in the face of some Congress people.
We are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your...
We have to fight this in the streets.
We're going to fight it in the streets.
It's time to step out of your comfort zone and step out into the streets.
To our Republican colleagues, if you do not see the light, we will bring the fire. Resist!
You and your little friend off of Twitter. Y'all about to find out.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gas filling station. You get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
He's not going to have a third term. He may not finish his term.
Yes, the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying. Just saying. There will be news sometime. Just so you know, there will be news.
Oh, whoops. Wrong side. The right is just so violent.
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core.
Hey, let me shut down the city! We are at war!
We're in a war right now.
We are at war.
So you have to be willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
The arrogance.
They're thugs.
We're at
Siding
war.
with the criminals.
We're at war.
But you know what's interesting? They don't have that leverage anymore. They're losing it really quick.
That's why they're freaking out.
They couldn't fight their way out of a wet
Well,
paper.
I know, but they don't want to fight. It's not those clowns. Right. All those.
They want the peons to go out there and
The
fight.
brainwashed,
right.
They want the brainwashed idiots to go out and do it for them.
Exactly. They're not going to be the ones to go out and
be
do
held
anything.
accountable.
What if they got shot at? What if one of them got shot at? What would be happening then?
Yeah,
I can't even imagine. First of all, we would all be condemning it off the bat, regardless, no compromises, whatever, and there would be. I can't even imagine what would happen.
The thing that makes me so angry about all this stuff is that the arrogance that you just saw in that video, those people, just they felt like they were untouchable. They could say whatever they want. They could call. What they even said it's a call to arms. To call to arms means grab a gun.
We'll bring the fire, she says.
Right.
Just like they did when George Floyd was killed. They brought the fire. Billions of dollars worth of damage. It's okay. Doesn't matter. It's insane. It's
I want
double standard.
I want to get back to this. I want to hit one of our sponsors real quick, but I want to get back to this. This device, the Cali key, removes your AR from the definition of so-called assault weapon. Did you know that when so-called assault weapon ban lists are created, they exclude manually operated bolt-action firearms? So just by dropping the Cali key into your direct impingement AR in place of your semi-automatic BCG, you'll have a bolt-action rifle that falls outside the definition of so-called assault weapon. You don't need to do anything else. So give the Cali key a look, because with it, you could retain all your rifle's features, avoid registration complications, revive your black rifle sales if you're an FFL, regain the ability to do private party transfers, legally transport across hostile jurisdictions, hunt with your AR in areas like Pennsylvania, enhance long-range precision and quieter suppressed shooting. Cali Key has state-specific expert attorney opinions on its website and supports grassroots Second Amendment organizations with its sales. Cali Key's mission is to empower customers and claw back our civil liberties. So go to CaliKey.com and use the discount code LOADED.
The media and politicians create terms like gun violence and ghost gun and assault weapon to change the narrative around guns in America. The entire anti-gun fear campaign is built on the reactive emotions of people who don't know any better. And the media seeks their support for gun restrictions. In Good Gun, Bad Guy, I give you the behind-the-scenes look into the mind of the anti-gun radical, because before we can defeat them, we need to understand their tactics. Good Gun, Bad Guy 2 exposes the media strategies used to create a perpetual state of irrational gun fear and hatred toward gun owners. Good Gun, Bad Guy 3 reveals the political motives behind the gun grab, why the left wants an unarmed population, and what we can do to thwart their efforts. The anti-Second Amendment radicals started this evil game. Good Gun, Bad Guy is the rule book they hoped you would never see. Go to goodgunbadguy.com to get your copy or purchase the entire series.
That call to violence from people who are supposed to represent us. You guys with me?
Yeah, we're with you.
And from people who are supposed to represent us, and calling just basically getting people drummed up to commit violence, because they won't do it, because they are cowards. They're weak. They're corrupt. They won't actually go out and do any of this stuff. So that's the part that really kind of gets under my skin. And now they've lost that leverage. They don't have that leverage anymore. They're losing it quickly right now. And you're starting to see it because people like Kimmel and stuff like that are getting fired, and people are losing their jobs because finally, and I think you were talking about this earlier, John, finally people are, it's changing. Everything's kind of changing.
Well, they've crossed the line on this. I mean, nobody who wants to accept that murder is okay. Yeah. Most normal people, that anybody I know, is never going to say, "Well, okay, that's that under certain circumstances I can see when that." Yeah, it's not like the terrorists are beating down your door. It's not you're being attacked. It's just words, and somebody else is reaching people, and you don't like it, so you go out and shoot them. When did that become okay? It's not. It's just it's scary, really. It's sickening.
Well, we're going to pick this up in a minute. We got a lot more to talk about. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
The Cali Key removes your AR from the definition of an assault weapon. It lets you keep your rifle with all its features, avoid registration hassles, and transport in hostile jurisdictions. The Cali Key also lets you hunt in jurisdictions like Pennsylvania and enhances long-range precision shooting. Cali Key's expert legal opinions empower informed decisions, and sales help grassroots Second Amendment organizations. Cali Key is your tool to keep and equip your AR, empower yourself, and defend your civil rights.
Our founding fathers saw them coming over 200 years away. That's why they wrote the Second Amendment. Join us in the fight to preserve your gun rights and stop unconstitutional gun control. Gun Owners of America is the country's only no-compromise gun rights organization. Not only do we inform and educate, but we bring the fight to court and win. Your God-given right to keep and bear arms is our top priority. Become a member today and help us take back America. Join us at gunowners.org. Anthony gives me he goes like this. Go ahead. All right, we're back. If only people knew.
He's used to giving orders at his regular job. So he's
go ahead. You go. I'm texting right now. I'm texting.
Yeah.
You go. We're talking about violence on the political left today and how disturbing it is and how bad it's got and how inhumane people on the left seem to be coming. What are your thoughts, John?
Well, I think it's sad. The whole thing is just sad. I don't know. I'm in my own head. I'm lost on a lot of this stuff. I mean, I really don't know where to go with people anymore. I've put a bunch of private messages the last few days from people admitting that they don't understand what I'm talking about or what Trump's talking about or what anybody else is talking about, and yet they still are relentless on their attack, and they don't have any information. I think that's a big part of it. I think a lot of it is it's showing up as a lack of actual information. And I got yelled at today for calling somebody ignorant about something. I'm like, if you don't understand calculus, and I do, and we're talking about calculus, and you refuse to learn calculus, you're remaining ignorant intentionally. That's
intentional. Yeah, that's intentional.
Don't do it. If you want to discuss this topic, learn the topic. Otherwise, I don't know what to tell you.
I love it when these anti-gunners try talking about gun rights and gun laws and stuff like this. Go ahead.
No,
you said you had a guy.
Yeah. Well, he gave a big list. This is what I said. What's the plan? What? All right.
I can't wait to hear this plan.
I'll try to find
they think this is the thing. These knuckleheads think that they can decide all these gun laws that are a complete violation of the Second Amendment. It's like they have no regard.
And don't do well. This guy was thinking.
Well, that's another thing. They don't do anything.
So I put a big picture of all these kids that died at Sandy Hook and whatever else, and all these other places and everything else. We got to do something.
That doesn't mean we shred the Constitution.
It's got nothing to do with it.
Right? Thank Joe Biden for that.
Well, that's what I said. I said, if you really want to, I go, what would happen if all the places where people are getting shot nowadays were not gun-free zones? Lives would be saved without a question. Absolutely.
But you know what the rebuttal is? I don't want my kid in an armed school like a prison.
Yeah, and another thing is, well, everybody be shooting each other.
So you'd rather have a dead kid?
Well, they say
everybody
exactly.
be shooting each other.
Well, that's what they say. They say if everybody has guns, we're all going to be shooting each other. They're going to be the Wild West.
Oh,
you know why they say that? You know why they say that? Because that's what they think.
Big time.
Idiots.
Total projection.
That's the Freudian projection. I think I know what you're thinking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to project my beliefs and my thoughts onto you, and I believe that you're thinking these things.
They don't understand that a gun doesn't kill anybody. Like that literally, if I go out and drink and drive and I kill somebody, am I going to blame my BMW?
Right.
Your Honor, I didn't do a damn thing. Right. That stupid car did it. Right. Take them. That's the mentality. That's
never.
Exactly what it
it's
sounds
not
like.
an argument, though. It's just never an argument. You don't blame the tool for what somebody did with the tool.
Right.
Ever.
So let's break this down.
Only
a little
the
bit
gun,
more.
though.
Well, let's break this down. And why do they do that? Why do they use the term gun violence or assault weapon? It's because it's a way of, I think the word is anthropomorphize. It's when you can add human traits. You add human traits to inanimate objects. You know, people do this with pets. You know, they think that their pets are communicating with them and, you know, all this stuff.
Dog's just like, no, but this guy's an idiot.
But they also do it with inanimate objects. A teddy bear is an example.
Right.
You know, they believe that the teddy bear is, you know, has human traits and things like that. And so what they do, but this is a human thing. This is anthropomorphize, I think it's called. And so what they've done is they know that this is a strategy. This is something that human beings do. So what they do is they take the term violence and they attach it to the word gun. They animate the gun.
Right.
Because a gun can't be violent.
Right.
But they take that word violence and they add it to gun.
It's like a cartoon.
Well, wasn't it? I think we talked about this a long time ago. It was either Sesame Street or Electric Company. Gun violence.
Really?
Gun violence. Gun violence. Gun violence. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Oh,
but that's...
they would take. Well, they wouldn't use those words. They would take two syllables of a word, like you know.
Well, what is it? I found my list here. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah. Cat. And they do this whole thing. Maybe we'll pull a clip up in post.
At, chat, in, chin, ick, chick, arm, charm.
But they do it with gun. Oh, you want?
I want to read this list. Okay. This is the suggestions for the gun.
Your knucklehead anti-gun friend?
Well, he's a nice guy. He's a friend of mine, actually. Yeah. 1, a minimum of 30 to 90-day background check period before a gun license can be issued. All 50 states. That will also be a cooling off period for hot tempers.
Okay, stop right there. Let's
address these one by one.
Let's address these one by one.
I can just go down to the hood and get a gun and get my temper read.
So first of all, the permitting process, background checks, it's all unconstitutional. None of it, the Constitution doesn't say. The
90 days to cool off because you're mad.
Listen,
I'm buying a gun and I want to kill somebody. 90 days.
This person, whoever this person is, he couldn't name one time in the history of the world history of America anyway, where somebody went into a gun shop, bought the gun, and directly went to kill somebody. Right. That's not how it works. It's never been like that. So you can tell your friend, he doesn't know what he's talking about. That never happens. All that is it a left-wing excuse to slow down their political opposition from owning guns.
Right. Makes sense.
Let's go to number 2.
Second one. All weapons must be secured in the owner's household. The owner,
oh my God,
the owner will have some liability for crimes committed by family members using their firearms.
This conversation is so complex because
but that has happened.
Sure, it's happened.
Back in the day, we would teach our kids to how to safely use firearms. You know, in the 18th century and the 19th century, everybody knew. The whole family knew where the guns were. They knew where the ammo was. All the kids knew how to use them. Everybody had a respect for the firearm. So what happened is our society has changed so much, and these left-wingers are feeding their kids all sorts of drugs, and now they can be a tranny if they want. They can do all this psychological stuff is happening. At the same time, they're making them angry. The kids are getting angry. They're getting drugged up. They're getting crazy. And now they're using the excuse of when kids will take some of these crazies have taken guns and hurt other people. So now your left-wing friend here says, well, now we need to lock them up. Well, it wouldn't be that way if you didn't screw up society to begin with. Another thing on the whole locking up, the whole gun storage laws. How am I supposed to protect myself?
You're going to get up, go find the key, go to the safe, unlock it, go to the other thing, get the ammo, bring it, load the gun while the burglar waits outside your door.
Listen, steal the TV. I'll be right back.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so insane that these people actually think that these are good ideas.
Well, they can't make it personal. They can't put themselves in the position that we just talked about. Oh, I'm in my bed. Somebody breaks in my house. What do? Okay, they can't even imagine that, I guess. Okay, number 3. You ready?
Number 3.
I'm
semi-automatic and military assault weapons.
No such thing.
Are not allowed in personal residence. Wait a minute. They must be kept only in registered gun clubs and practice sites, where the owners can use them in competition-type sites.
Does he wear a dress?
No.
Okay, so I'll say a little on this, and I'll let Anthony say something too. This idea, first of all, they started with the automatic. We got to ban machine guns and stuff like that. So they did that in 1934 with the National Firearms Act, and now they try to conflate the semi-automatic with automatic because a lot of these left-wingers, they don't understand the difference.
They don't understand. You could. If you could talk to them and ask them what the difference is, they wouldn't be able to tell you.
But regardless of any of that, it's a blatant violation of the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment says we the people with the right to keep and bear arms shall not be the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And you're telling me that you can without any remorse or without any hesitation, you can say, well, I know it says the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, but
there's no but at the end.
If you have a semi-automatic rifle, well, that's different. That we got to ban. I don't understand these people, how they can... Go ahead.
He said a machine gun. When did we ever have machine guns?
Yeah. Well,
the military has machine guns.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do know some people who have them, and I have shot them before, but there's a separate license for that. It's a more in-depth...
You can never have that in New York State.
Right. Well, which we should be able to. I think we should be able to have every damn thing our military has. That was the idea back in the founding days.
And what people like him don't understand is that if they took all of our guns, then what? You end up like Germany.
Yeah, and then people like him would be cowering in their closet when they come to raid your house.
Right, and beat you to death.
And beat you to death and steal everything you own. Mm-hmm. It's those cowards. I don't know who this guy is, but I don't like him already.
I like him. He's a nice guy.
It's those cowards and those ignorant people, those ignorant anti-gun leftists who don't understand how important it is that we, the people, have the same firepower that our government. But because he's scared of them, or because he's been brainwashed to believe that all these people are taking their guns and they're killing people and all this stuff and all this so-called gun violence and all this crap, that he thinks he can override our Constitution, override our Bill of Rights, our Second Amendment. He thinks he knows.
Joe Biden said that, remember?
Right. Well, this guy, whoever this clown is, I don't want to know his name, he thinks that he knows better than our founding fathers.
And he has no problem putting all the law-abiding, legal gun owners at risk because of what he thinks should happen, because of all the things we talked about. Take the gun, put it here, take it away from the people, make it hard to get, all that stuff rolled all up into one so that you can't protect yourself against some crazy person. And there's more and more crazy people every day. So
you should ask him what the criminals should do.
Well, nobody ever has
well, that was my next point.
Right.
Go ahead.
Ask him, I tell him I need 3 bullet points today of what he thinks criminals should do with their guns.
Yeah. We're going to put a bulletin out for them.
Because they don't, yeah. We're going to put a box out for them and catch them. Like the old day when you put a box and your trap fell down.
And that's another funny piece to this whole thing. These people, I don't know if they actually believe that more gun laws will actually keep people safe. It makes it worse because good people can't defend themselves. And the bad guys are thanking him. They said, thank you for disarming our victims.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Leftist anti-gunner. We appreciate that. Now, after we get these guys, we're coming to your house.
Hey, before I shoot you in the face, I want to thank you for helping me out.
Yeah.
Stupid.
That's too bad.
People are crazy.
The irony of all this is that people like that, the anti-gun leftist, many of them will experience a time in their life when they are in trouble. They're either carjacked or they're robbed or their house is broken into or something like that. Or even worse, or they're physically violated.
Like John said, cop's not right there with you.
Yeah.
Right. Here you are. You're on the ground. I knock you down. I'm coming after you with a knife, a baseball bat, or a gun. Calling the gun club? What are you going to do?
Hey, Mikey.
Can you unlock my
door?
Can you bring the gun over to third and first? Exactly. I'm getting beat with a bat. Help me. Stupid
They can't
idiot.
put themselves in that position, it seems like. Can't you imagine that? Because it's pretty clear to my head. If somebody's coming after me, I can visualize that pretty good.
Because the mentality is, it won't happen to me. Oh, that's how people think.
Yeah.
It'll never happen to me. But if it does, then what?
Well, I had one leftist friend years ago. John knows who he is. He literally said, we had the conversation about guns in the house. I said, you do have a gun in your house to protect yourself and your family, right? No. Like, well, what would you do? Well, I have a 9-iron. Really? And then he had the nerve to say, I would sit the guy down and have a conversation with him.
Because that's why he's breaking into your house, so you can sit down and have a conversation.
Hey, buddy, you want to have a cup of tea and some scrumpets? I think we need to talk this over before you kill me.
Yeah, before you kill me and my family, sit down. Let's have a little
we can
talk.
sit down and rash this out. Maybe watch a little movie. Huh? You dumb idiot.
So, I'm dumbfounded because I try to take it on. I try to take on those beliefs and those ideas so I can understand what they're thinking.
The best time to have a conversation. Okay, let's talk.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, by the way, somebody that I know.
That's even our government tells us that we have to retreat to the furthest part of the house before we can use any.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's not going to happen. No, they're in my house. They started trouble. I'm going to finish it.
That's what I mean. But it's like, oh, well, you got to retreat to the point to where you're. No.
Well, just as an aside, somebody I know, their 12-year-old grandkid did this in school, suspended 5 days.
This is
throw the kid out of school for 5 days.
Where back in the old days, kids could
bring guns to
their
school
guns
for show
to
and
school.
tell.
Yeah. Look what my dad got me. Show their rifle or whatever. Look what I got for Christmas. Whatever.
But like you said, that these kids today, from like the 90s up, there's something wrong with them.
I got to get to a.
Well,
go ahead. So, no, you go ahead.
Well, my revelation about this is that what happened, I think, one big thing is that everybody grew up too far away from an actual war.
Oh.
My father was in World War II. After that, we had Vietnam and the other things like that, but nobody grew up with the feeling of like, I could get drafted, I may have to go fight, I may have to protect my country, I may have to protect my family.
Right.
They didn't grow up with any of that. So they don't really, it's not built in like it was with a lot of, I remember laying in bed and hearing the sirens thinking that the Russians were dropping bombs on us,
And there seems to be a lack of testosterone in males today.
Partially because of that, because that hasn't been called upon. When you got a generation of people that are called upon to go fight a war, things are getting jacked up.
I don't think I want any of these clowns fighting war.
You don't want them in your foxhole, right?
No.
Right, exactly. Hey, let me get to one of our sponsors real quick, and then we're going to go to Jimmy Kimmel. LifeWave is a non-transdermal patch that allows your body to produce its own natural pharmacy through light energy. The X39 patch tells your body to emit heat in the form of light, which reflects back into your body, elevating a certain copper peptide. Now, this peptide activates your stem cells, which are the only type that can move throughout your body to heal inflammation. LifeWave offers an affordable membership and has a history of wellness that spans over 20 years. It's been around since 2004 to help organizations like SEAL Team 6 and the Olympic swim team stay awake and alert. Today, these non-addictive patches are used by thousands of athletes and military professionals. LifeWave is available in over 80 countries, giving millions the opportunity of maximum wellness. So for more information, testimonials, patents, and studies, go to naturalpatchlife.com. Naturalpatchlife.com. Excellent. Okay. So where were we, you guys? You guys are texting. What are you texting?
I'm reading about Whoopi Goldberg saying that if people aren't vaccinated, they can't come to watch The View live. You got to be vaccinated.
Oh, what a shame. Is that serious? Is she seriously saying that now?
Shouldn't that show be canceled?
Are they still pushing vaccines?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I mean, they're really just trying to hold on to anything. Because
they don't have anything new or useful to grab onto and push. So they just keep going back and grabbing the same old stuff and blah, blah. Oh, January 6th. Oh, COVID vaccines. Oh, George Floyd. Oh. It's juvenile, really. It's kind of sad to watch, but it gets tiring to argue with, I'll tell you that.
Danny, how much time do we have? Okay. All right. There's so many things that I wanted to get to today, and we're not going to be able to. But I do want to get to Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, it's been a while. It's been when did he get? So he got canned a while back. But I want to talk about it because there's more to it. Like even the stuff that he said that got him.
I didn't actually see what he said.
Well, we're gonna play the clip. Let's play the.
I don't even know anything about this, so I'm going in with a blank slate. So
all right. Well, let's play the clip for everybody who hasn't seen it already, and let's talk about it.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving.
In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. But that's not the point of it all. He's saying that the MAGA folks or whatever are trying to label the killer anything but MAGA, which first of all he was left wing. But the irony of this whole thing is that he's doing exactly what he's blaming Trump supporters for doing. He's saying that we're pretending that the guy is not MAGA. It's exactly what he's doing by doing that clip. What are your thoughts?
I don't even know when that was the night he said it, right?
Yeah.
And that was how long after the assassination? Did we know?
Plenty of time. He knew everything was out by then. Yes.
So I don't know why he would say that then. That doesn't make any sense. I see a lot of people
to score political points. Exactly what he was accusing MAGA of doing. But he was lying about it.
If you read anything about the kid, it's like the kid was a lunatic, and he definitely was far from anything we would consider right-wing.
But even if he was right-wing, we still wouldn't glorify it.
He's crazy. Right. He did. So
then they keep bringing up those two Democrats that got killed by Tampon Tim's ex-employee.
Oh.
The Republican guy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you guys haven't said anything about that because the news never covered it.
Yeah.
They didn't care.
Well,
somebody didn't care. It didn't help them.
As far as Kimmel goes, now the left, of course, they've been crying about free speech, like they cared about free speech when they were canceling us off of Twitter.
When Roseanne Barr got canceled. Remember? She got canceled for a joke,
and she wasn't even on TV when she did it. She was on some podcast somewhere, and she was on.
Where were they when
she was on Ambien?
Exactly. Where were they when she got canceled? Yeah.
They didn't care about
Wyatt.
They didn't care about free speech then.
Well, no, this is what I'm saying. Now, did ABC do this on their own? Did the FCC say something, or what?
That was the thing. There was rumors. There were rumors that the FCC did something at Trump's, because Trump directed this.
I find that really hard. First of all, if that's true, that's illegal, and I don't think Trump would go say, "You got to cancel this guy, FCC." He would never say that.
No. But that's their argument, because of course they have to have a narrative that supports them, the political left. But what happened was ABC, they said, first of all, Kimmel has lost ratings massively.
All these shows are going broke.
So you got to think, if you're going to own that company, the idea is to make a profit for your shareholders. You have a responsibility to make a profit for your shareholders and provide a good service for your clients, for your customers. If your show is not getting the ratings, sponsors aren't going to be paying for ads. Sponsors are pulling out. They're not interested in this left-wing crap anymore. And ABC recognized it. And they said
this was probably the straw that broke the camel's back, I would assume.
Yeah.
Because, Jimmy Kimmel's salary isn't going down, right?
No.
None of these guys were taking less money every year. So the viewership got lower and lower and lower and lower. Sponsorship had to be taking a hit. And they're still making $20 million a freaking year. And finally, I mean, it's the company's call. They didn't have to do that.
This was their way out to get rid of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all it was.
Well, Nexstar, I guess the company, Nexstar strongly objects to recent comments made by Mr. Kimmel concerning the killing of Charlie Kirk and will replace the show with other programming in its ABC-affiliated markets. Andrew Alford, the president of Nexstar's broadcasting division, added that Kimmel's comments about the death of Mr. Kirk are offensive and insensitive at a critical time in our national political discourse. We do not believe they reflect the spectrum of opinions, views, or values of the local communities in which we are located, he said. Continuing to give Mr. Kimmel a broadcast platform in the communities we serve is simply not in the public interest at the current time, and we have made the difficult decision to preempt his show in an effort to let cooler heads prevail as we move toward the resumption of respectful, constructive dialogue. ABC fired him because he's no good for them anymore. This isn't a speech thing. It's not a First Amendment thing. His job is to talk, right? His job is to
and
talk.
to attract viewers,
right? And if you're not doing a good job at it,
I think everybody right of center has stopped watching all these shows. I haven't watched any of these shows in years.
It's like Saturday Night Live was it's not funny anymore. It was funny 25 years ago. Now it's just all political garbage.
Yeah. I used to like
bashing somebody, bashing this, and it's just stupid.
Well, God bless Charlie Kirk and his family, and I just wish them all the best. And none of this had to happen, but now that it did, I think the country's going to change. I think we're taking a completely different course, and the left wing is losing their minds over it. So, is there anything else? Is that it? I think we're a ton more to talk about, but we're just out of time.
Stop the scumbaggery, lefties.
Stop the scumbaggery. Thanks for watching the show on Rumble, YouTube, and our new network, Spreely. Spreely.com. You can check out the Loaded Mic there. Also on all our audio podcast platforms. My name's Dan Wass, and the Second Amendment is not a privilege. It's your right